What's going on YouTube? It's Thomas from the Barber Style Directory, and I'm back again with another video. Now, as promised in the last video, I told you guys that I was going to do a giveaway on the next video. We're going to make someone's Christmas just a little bit better by giving away this brand new Andy Spade Master. All I did was open the bottom, but you're going to receive this brand new Andy Spade Master, and you're going to receive the guard set with it. So you'll get both the clipper and the guard set. All you have to do to win these is subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the post notifications. That's that little bell right next to the notification button. And click the link in the description and fill out the survey. And be sure to leave your full name and your email address. That way, if you win the giveaway, I know how to contact you. In this video, we're going to be doing a wave cut with a taper on the sides and in the back. I hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. How long has it been since you had a cut?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. So let's see what we're working with. Now I know this right here is making a lot of people cringe, but combing waves does not make them disappear. That's a very common myth. Combing the hair just stretches it out till it's full length. So don't be afraid to comb your waves. I'm just doing this to lift the hair off his head. And I'm gonna be cutting it down to a 1.5. And he doesn't have 360 waves, he has 540 waves, so they kind of grow at an angle. You'll see once I begin to turn his head. But here you just see me going with the grain, just in the pattern that his waves grow. He's also working on a couple of spots. He wants to get them thicker. Well, he wants his waves more defined, but you'll see once we get further into the video. And you just let the clipper flow with the shape of his head. See, now you saw that combing his waves, they did not take his waves out. I have a couple of other wavers. They're like, when I start combing their hair, they're like, wait, you combing my waves out? I'm like, no. Alright, now you see how they grow in a swirl. So it's very important to be really careful in this area because you don't want to gap anybody. So if you're cutting somebody and their waves grow at an angle like this, make sure you comb the hair or brush the hair repeatedly until you figure out how the pattern grows. Okay, so right here, this is the side that he's working on the most. So instead of keeping the 1.5 closed, we're gonna open it up some, about halfway. That way he leaves it a little bit thicker right here so his waves can develop. His crown is over here on this side. So you have to cut it the way his crown grows. Like I said, his crown is not where most people's crowns are. So, and you see me leave the guard a little bit thicker right here because this is the side that he's really working on. Make sure you're really careful around this crown area. This is where you really want to take your time. Alright, so now we're moving on to the taper. And this is the #1 guard with the liver fully open. And what I'm doing right here is I'm basically taking the hair down to one level so it'll all blend smoothly. And as I stated in other videos, when you do tapers, you want to use the corners of the blade. That's really how you're going to get a good blend with a taper, because you have such a small area to blend in. See, I'm not even using the full blade. And here I open up the lever almost halfway. And that was about 3/4 of the way. Now we have the one guard fully open. With tapers, it's really about just playing with the lever, opening and closing slowly, because you're trying to take a little bit of hair off, opposed to taking a lot of hair off when you're fading. And if you notice, his hair is not jet black. It's more so like a light brown. I know a lot of times you may see on other YouTube channels where they do tutorials on people with extremely dark hair or extremely full hair, but on a regular basis, if you cut a lot of people, most of them will not have just super dark or thick hair. I know the area I'm in, since I'm in Mississippi, I cut a lot of coarse hair. So I try to do tutorials on, your everyday cuts. And here we're just moving on to the neck taper. And I already know some of you may watch this and say, hey, oh my God, you're taking his taper so high, but he hasn't complained. To each his own. Some people like low tapers. Some people like high tapers. I just like my blends to show. So that's why I make my taper spread a little bit more. But it's all on preference. He's never complained about the haircut, so. Oh, and this is also another thing I do. I have a self-cut system, the mirror, and I have it hanging on the door. So whenever they get to look at their haircut, they get to see all sides of it. So that might be something you want to invest in. That way your client sees every aspect of their haircut. And they're not bashing you if they see something later, because they can see it as soon as they get out of the chair. Right here, I'm just smoothing everything down so the blend will just flow. And notice I'm still using the corners of the blade. And you see how I have my thumb pulling the skin? That way you get the tightest blend. And if you see, his hair in the back, his waves kind of shift to the left, but you see me fading back to the right. So you always want to fade the opposite way that the hair grows. That way it'll lay better. Yeah, here you can see the taper pretty much coming together for the most part. And right here, I'm just basically doing some touch-up work. Now this is some Motions light spritz. I don't like heavy spritz because it'll clog up your clippers, but this is light hold. But it still holds the hair in place enough. And here we're moving on to the lineup, keeping everything natural. When you do the corners, if their hair grows fully enough, try to line it up with their eyebrows. That's like the rule of thumb. Keep it natural behind the ear. Don't try to make it too of an exaggerated curve, because the grow back will look terrible if you push it in too far. Like I said, try to line it up with the corner of the eyebrow. All right, moving on to the front lineup. And as I always say, keep it natural. And I'm also using the ceramic blade on this. The next video I do, I'm going to do a review on the ceramic blade and what I think about it. You can purchase the ceramic blades from omnicord.com. I'll leave it somewhere in the description. Here we'll just finish him up with the razor. Alright guys, so this was the before. And this is the after. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you turn on the post notifications and comment below what you want to see next.